Out on the open water, when the sun goes down, your chances of being found alive if you go overboard drop by over 80%. That is a hard, cold fact. Think about it. One moment, you are on a small boat, the engine humming, the sea air on your face. The next, you are in the black, churning water. The boat is a disappearing light. Your world shrinks to the waves slapping your face. This isn't a movie. This is the reality for too many people. The ocean looks like a vast, blue playground. But that is just a trick of the light. It's a wilderness, more dangerous and less understood than any jungle or desert on the planet. We see the surface, the sparkling waves, the gentle lapping on the shore. But that is just the skin. Nightfall on the water is a game changer. The world you thought you knew disappears. Distances become impossible to judge. The friendly shoreline vanishes into a black line. A small boat that felt like a fortress in the daytime suddenly feels like a tiny, vulnerable shell. This is when the ocean's deadliest silent partner comes into play, the cold. Water robs your body of heat 25 times faster than air of the same temperature. When you fall into dark, cold water, your body's first reaction is not hypothermia. It is something far quicker and more lethal. Cold water shock. It is an involuntary gasp for air. If your head is underwater when that gasp happens, you drown. Simple as that. Your lungs fill with water. It is over in seconds. Even if your head is above the surface, the shock causes hyperventilation. You can't control your breathing. Your heart rate skyrockets. Your blood pressure spikes. This alone can cause a heart attack, even in a young, healthy person. Your body is screaming at you. You have about 1 minute to get your breathing under control. This is the most critical phase of cold water survival. After that first minute, if you have survived the initial shock, you have about 10 minutes of meaningful movement. This is what the experts call cold incapacitation. The cold water starts to numb your extremities. Your hands become useless claws. You lose the dexterity to pull yourself back onto a boat, to grab a rope, or even to operate a flare. Your arms and legs become heavy, weak, and uncoordinated. Many people who drown are good swimmers. They drown because their muscles simply stop working. They try to swim for shore, a fatal mistake that burns precious body heat and energy, hastening the moment they can no longer stay afloat. I spoke to a fisherman who survived this. He fell from his trawler at night. He said the cold was like being stabbed with 1,000 knives. He knew he couldn't swim. His only thought was to control his breathing and stay afloat. He was lucky. He was wearing an auto-inflating life jacket. It kept his head above water when his body gave up. He was found hours later, hypothermic but alive. The ocean is not a still tub of water. It is a network of powerful, invisible rivers. We call them currents. They can be your best friend or your deadliest enemy. On the surface, the water might look calm, inviting, but underneath, a force can be moving faster than an Olympic swimmer. The most well-known of these for beachgoers is the rip current. These are narrow, fast-moving channels of water that pull away from the shore. They are the #1 cause of rescues and drownings at surf beaches worldwide. They don't pull you under, they pull you out. The instinct is to fight it, to swim directly back to the shore against the pull. This is a fatal error. It is like trying to swim up a waterfall. You will exhaust yourself in minutes. Your energy gone, you will no longer be able to stay afloat. The correct survival response is counterintuitive. Do not fight it. You need to stay calm and float. Let the rip current carry you out. It will eventually dissipate. Then, swim parallel to the shoreline until you are out of the current's path, and only then swim back to the beach. Rip currents are just one type. Longshore currents that move parallel to the coast, tidal currents, oceanic gyres. For small boats, especially those with engine failure, these currents are like a conveyor belt to oblivion. A boat that is just a few miles offshore can be 50 miles out by the next morning. Then there is the danger of undertow, which is a different beast. On steeply sloping beaches, backwash can knock you off your feet and drag you into deeper water, especially dangerous for children. Understanding the seafloor beneath you is crucial. As you go deeper into the ocean, the rules of survival change completely. The biggest danger is not an animal, it is physics. For every 10 meters you descend, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. It is like having the weight of the entire sky pushing down on you. Our bodies are mostly water, so we don't get crushed. But the air spaces inside us, our lungs, our sinuses, our ears, are vulnerable. For divers, this pressure creates a constant threat. Descending too fast without equalizing can rupture an eardrum. But the real killer is coming up. Ascending too quickly is one of the gravest errors a diver can make. It causes decompression sickness, often called the bends. High pressure forces nitrogen from your air to dissolve into your bloodstream. Ascend slowly. Nitrogen comes out of solution, and you exhale it. Ascend fast. It's like opening a shaken bottle of soda. Nitrogen forms bubbles inside your blood and tissues. Excruciating joint pain, paralysis, blocked blood flow to the brain, blocked blood flow to the heart. The deep also hides biological dangers. It is not just about sharks. Many people are injured by creatures they never see coming. Stonefish with venomous spines, Portuguese man-o'-war tentacles trailing for dozens of feet. These are not malicious attacks, they are defense mechanisms. In the alien environment of the water, we are the vulnerable intruders. Finally, entanglement, invisible line, ghost nets, panic that tightens the trap. A dive knife within reach can save your life. The open ocean is a highway. It is not an empty expanse. Massive cargo ships, some over 1/4 of a mile long, silently ply these waters. They are the lifeblood of global trade. For a small boat, they are mountains of steel. The first unseen danger is their sheer lack of visibility. From the bridge of a supertanker, a small fishing boat or a yacht is just a tiny speck. At night, in fog, in rain, they will not see you. These iron giants are not nimble. At 20 knots, a large container ship can take several miles to stop. It cannot swerve to avoid you. Many small boat operators underestimate the speed. They appear slow at distance, but close the gap with deceptive speed. A miscalculation of a few minutes can lead to a catastrophic collision. The small boat is obliterated. There are often no survivors. Even if a collision is avoided, the danger is not over. A large ship creates a powerful wake that can travel for miles. These are not like normal waves, steep surges that can swamp a boat or even roll it, throwing people into the sea without warning. The ship is long gone, its crew unaware of the chaos left behind. Those most at risk: local fishermen, sailors, and weekend boaters near major shipping lanes. Small, low vessels are hard to see on radar. Coastal glare can mask navigation lights. Carry a good radar reflector, a loud horn, and stand a vigilant watch. Not optional, critical. Assume you are invisible and act accordingly. The ocean's dangers are not all natural. We have added our own, creating a toxic soup of unseen threats. The most visible part is plastic, but the real danger is what we don't see. Microplastics that contaminate the water. They are ingested by marine life. Smallest plankton, small fish, largest whales. They are in the fish we eat. They are in the water we swim in. Long-term health effects are still being studied, but they're not benign. More immediate dangers: floating debris, ghost gear, submerged shipping containers, floating logs, industrial waste. Hitting a semi-submerged object at speed can rip a hull out, sinking a boat in minutes. In murky water, hazards are invisible until impact, like driving with invisible concrete blocks in the road. Chemical dangers: industrial runoff, agricultural fertilizers, oil spills. An oil slick isn't just ugly, it's dangerous. It can irritate skin. Its fumes can damage lungs, and it ruins insulation and grip, accelerating hypothermia. Clear water can be contaminated by sewage after heavy rains. Swimming there causes gastrointestinal and skin infections. Rescuers face the same hazards: spilled fuel, sharp wreckage, chemicals from cargo. They still have to go in. Cleaning oceans is a public safety issue. A cleaner ocean is a safer ocean for everyone. The single greatest factor in ocean survival is the weather. And in our changing world, it is becoming more unpredictable. A calm, sunny morning can flip into a raging tempest with terrifying speed. Modern forecasting is incredible, but the ocean creates its own microclimates. A storm can bubble up out of nowhere, far from land and prediction. Small vessels face the ultimate test. Sky darkens, wind howls, gentle swells stack into walls. The boat falls off a wave and crashes into the trough. Water comes over the bow. Human error combines with nature's fury. Did the captain check the weather for the whole day? Is the equipment properly maintained? Are the bilge pumps working? Is the radio sealed? A small failure, a clogged filter, a loose wire, can become life-threatening in a storm. Overconfidence kills at sea. People get complacent. They take risks. They go out alone. They don't file a float plan. Alcohol is a deadly combination. It impairs judgment, slows reaction time, affects balance, and accelerates hypothermia. Fall overboard after drinking, your odds plummet. The sea demands humility. It doesn't care about your ego or experience. Every trip is the first trip. Every safety check matters. Every weather check is crucial. Experienced boaters who cut corners are most at risk. The sea is never truly known. It always has another surprise, another hidden test. Preparation, vigilance, a deep respect for its power, your only defenses. Stories are powerful teachers. So, let me tell you two. The first is a tragedy. 4 friends, young and full of life, took a small open boat out one evening to go fishing. The weather was clear. The sea was calm. They didn't bother with life jackets. They didn't tell anyone exactly where they were going. A sudden squall blew in. It was not in the forecast. A wave swamped their boat. It overturned. They were thrown into the dark water. The upside-down hull was slick and impossible to hold. Cold and exhaustion set in. One by one, they slipped away. By morning, it was too late. The overturned boat was found, but the friends were gone. No life jackets, no float plan. A moment of carelessness led to a lifetime of grief. Now, a different story. Stephen Callahan crossed the Atlantic alone. One night, his boat struck something and sank in minutes. He survived in a tiny raft with a small kit. For 76 days, he faced starvation, dehydration, sharks, storms, and survived because he was prepared. Life raft, solar still, spear gun, flares, and the will to live. He repaired, learned, never gave up, and was rescued. Survival is preparation and mindset. So, how do we face these unseen dangers? It is not complicated. It comes down to a few simple, vital actions. These are not suggestions. They are the fundamental rules of survival at sea. First and foremost, wear a life jacket. Not just have it, wear it. It keeps you afloat. It keeps your head out of the water. It can be the single difference between your body being found and you being rescued. Modern life jackets are comfortable. There is no excuse. Second, be prepared. Check the forecast and keep checking. File a float plan. Carry VHF and a personal locator beacon. Flares, horn or whistle, first aid, extra water, a knife you can access, and dress for the water temperature. Foster a culture of respect. Enforce lanes, manage fishing zones, fund cleanups, use tech to warn small craft, teach water safety, train and license operators, and look out for one another. There is reason for hope. Awareness is growing. Technology is improving. Lessons save lives. The ocean will always be wild, but with knowledge, preparation, and respect, we can explore it, work on it, draw life from it, and, most importantly, always come home.